Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energetic waters and see what's going on for the lovely Cancerians. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's see what's going on, my guys. Talk to me. Yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which I always find interesting. Let's get this first card out here. What's up with my Cancerians, please, mid-December? It's an interesting time of year. Last week's reading was pretty nice for you. So this could be a big card of focus. I don't like to fear-monger this card. It's nothing to be nervous about despite the imagery. But yeah, to me, this is a big card of focus. But before we start peeling back the layers on that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo, have a little look here at this card. So you see Little Red Riding Hood, and she is under the gaze of that wolf. Initially, this card might make us think like, uh-oh, is someone watching me? Is someone watching my moves? For some of you, that could be it. I don't feel like this is a big card of danger. Generally, I think of this card as focus. Now, of course, you could be under somebody's microscope. Maybe someone's under your microscope with a card like this. But when I see it, like I said, I feel like this is about your focus, what you are focused on, who you are focused on. Spirit might want to highlight that to you. Like, are you focused on the right things? Are you wasting energy on things? These are questions to think when this card pops up. But I'm not feeling anything inherently rough or treacherous here. We want to see how it plays out in the reading itself. So we're just going to put Red Riding Hood down right there and get into tarot. I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote for us. But yeah, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get that intuitive, juicy stuff. Let's shuffle it up one time for the Cancerians, please. Let's see what's going on. So, last week's reading, like I said, it was very positive. It was titled A Massive Win, and that was a nice change of pace because the week before that was a huge mistake, a serious situation, the week before that. So it seems like it's been a little bit up and down, but last week's reading was very positive. So those energies could still bleed over into this week, but we're going to see what we have for you. As always, nothing's ever set in stone. Only take this how it hits for you, because we could be looking at your energy or someone you're connected to, right? It's not one size fits all. Let's get 3 here. What we got for Cancer, please? I always find it interesting how these energies change from week to week. So we do have a card that could represent you, a big card of communication. We have the Page of Cups. Lovely. I like that energy. A page is always a nice way to start a reading, right? It's a good bringer of new cycles and stuff like that. Let's get 2 more, though. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So we have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, someone fighting the good fight here. This could be a little back and forth when we combine both energies together, but we're not going to go too deep on that just yet. And we have a karmic card. We have the 7 of Pentacles. I love using this deck. It's like really beautiful the way these cards look, especially when they're all laid out together. But an interesting flow of energy here. Notice that you have double 7s, and especially with a page card, Spirit could be trying to send you a lot of number signs, synchronicities. So watch for the signs from Spirit in this time. But let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes before we get that juicy, intuitive stuff. Position number 1, the Page of Cups. This is big water sign energy. So in my simplistic style of reading, when we clarify it, it could represent something that's coming towards you, a way you might be feeling. I always say pages are students, pages are communicators. So this could be indicative of a talk, messages, things of that sort. So we'll kind of see what it's about. Next to the 7 of Wands, that's a little conflict-based, so we're going to want to look into that a little further. But I like the Page of Cups. It could represent learning something new, starting a new journey of some sort. It's nice. Or a talk of some kind. When we see the Page of Cups, we think of emotional outpourings. It is a card of youth as well, so it could be a child or someone younger in your life. But in the center, we do have the 7 of Wands. Now, I see this card often. This is a dualistic card by nature. Yes, it could be combat, right? It could be conflicted. It could be someone who's feeling a little bit cornered, right? Because you always see the person, they're like standing on a wall, fending off all the other wands. So yeah, it could be that, right? It could be conflict, feeling trapped, spirit testing you one after another. However, this is a huge card of determination. Like I said, fighting a good fight. No matter what obstacles come your way, you're going to overcome them. You're going to see it through and get past any hardship. But it can be conflict-based, possibly, especially next to a page. Could be like harsh in some sense, but it could easily just be positive, right? Like somebody like continuing on, not giving up. Moving to the very back end, we have a very intriguing card in the Seven of Pentacles. This is a big card of patience, right? That's why I always say this is a karmic card. It's so beautiful in this deck, but it could represent nature in its simplest form, a connection to nature, whether it's something you need or something you have right now. When I see the Seven of Pentacles, patience is a virtue, right? Like, so some of you, maybe your patience is being tested. Maybe you're waiting on something. This could be a card of somebody being in a holding pattern. But aside from that, the biggest message I always feel with this card is you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So we could be looking at karmic archetypes, cycle archetypes, whether it's change, whether it's things closing, or that karmic justice coming in for somebody. So we're really, really going to want to see what's up with that. And it's always important to remember, like, like attracts like, right? Like what you reap, you sow. What you focus most on, and we did see focus in this spread as well. What you focus on sometimes has a way of boomeranging back. But let's go through real quick. We're going to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, so we're going to give one more good shuffle here for you. The deck is bouncing, it's jumping, it wants to speak. So let's see what's going on for my Cancerians. Interesting. And yeah, like I was saying, the repeating sevens, watch out for the number signs in this time. Spirit might be trying to show you things. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that page. And also, if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. I always give that invitation. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages off this spread that you want to give to the Cancerians, you could drop it down in the comments. Be my guest. You won't be stepping on my toes. All right, Page of Cups time. Where's the Page of Cups here? Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right, this is somebody either being like extra protective or disgruntled here. I would say like beware of any like volatile or like eruptive, explosive type of communications or talks. But another vibe I'm getting here is like somebody possibly like shutting something down as well. You might be called to do that in the coming days and weeks, like pump the brakes on something like, no. We're going to stop that right there. We're going to stop it right here. Because when I see the Nine of Cups, I do think of, you know, wish fulfillment, very generous, warm. This under the Page of Cups is someone possibly a little disgruntled, a little upset, a little angry, a little mad as well. So whether it's somebody, you possibly shutting something down, or somebody like expressing their dissatisfaction about something, that could possibly, I mean, that could most definitely be what this card represents. Because the Nine of Cups in reverse is somebody like, no, that didn't go the way I wanted. I'm not happy with this result, and I'm going to make it known. Okay? So we're just going to press forward through the spread. I'm not going to dogpile on this anymore. Those were the two main big messages. So we'll talk about it more during the recap, though. Really want to see what's up with these sevens. So let's go in on the Seven of Wands. And especially that karmic card on the back end. So what is the Seven of Wands here? Makes sense. This, yeah, Queen of Wands here. Yeah, this is someone who is not nervous at all. This is somebody who is not shook, I mean, if someone steps on your toes in this time, generally in my experience, the Cancerians, they're usually very kind, soft-hearted, soft souls, and that's a beautiful thing. However, you know, with the Seven of Wands, Queen of Wands cutting down the center, like if somebody steps on your toes in this time, I feel you possibly letting them have it. So beware that there could be, once again, that eruptive type of energy. Now, for a portion of you, you might just be bumping heads with a fire sign. That could easily be it with the Queen of Wands there. But she's a card of self-confidence, and with the Seven of Wands, this is somebody sticking up for themselves in some sort of way, or continuing on. There might be something that happens that gives you like revitalization, or you feel rejuvenated, revitalized to keep pushing, keep moving. So I would say overall this is good, but we've been getting this interesting dichotomy throughout the spread where it could be a coin flip. So we're going to press forward through to this Seven of Pentacles, but that's an interesting vibe where there could be somebody sticking up for themselves, being a little confrontational, explosive, volatile, or just saying, you know what, I got this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep it moving, revitalized. So let's see what's up with that Seven of Pentacles. Do like it. You should stick up for yourself. But yeah, if someone gets on your wrong side in the coming days and weeks, like you don't have as much patience as normal. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, or you won't. All right, yeah, we do have the Magician in reverse underneath this Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you, you might feel like something you're trying to create or an outcome you're trying to create is either taking forever, or it might not happen, or it's never going to happen. Another thing, this is a big card of spirituality. I would really try to steer clear of any dark spirituality or dark spiritual practices. There may be someone in your midst like dabbling and stuff like that. So just beware of that. I'm not trying to be a fearmonger or go too over the edge with the messages, but I'm just feeling that on the end. You know, watch out for anybody dabbling in things like that, like spells, curses, stuff like that. But the Seven of Pentacles with the Magician in reverse, it's like, I've been waiting forever. Is this ever going to happen? Is this ever going to come? Losing patience is a vibe I'm catching here. So with what I've been seeing, the test of patience, someone losing patience, possibly giving it to someone verbally, it's showing up here. Like, your patience could be razor thin in this time. I don't necessarily feel like this is all karmic for everyone, when it could still be the case that someone in your life could be receiving some sort of dose of karma. That could absolutely be it. But I don't feel like that's the main message here with the Magician in reverse. Let's go through, and I'll give you a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card, because this is a very interesting flow of energy than what we normally get for you. But in position number one, if you look here in the box, we have the Page of Cups with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Now, to me, this did feel like somebody who's like not happy with the way something turned out, somebody voicing their disgruntlement, like being upset, angry, or mad. That could absolutely be it here. And I was feeling this eruptive emotional energy in these first two portions. So watch your patience in this time. Like, someone, they shouldn't step over the line here with this type of energy. That's for sure. But in the center, we have the Seven of Wands with the Queen of Wands in the upright. This could be really good, or this could once again be confrontational, explosive, eruptive. Seven of Wands with this Queen of Wands is somebody who is sticking up for themselves, or they feel like they're sticking up for themselves. Like, don't back me into a corner. Don't step on my toes. I will protect myself. I will protect what's mine. That's kind of the vibe I'm catching here. And yeah, a little bit more of that combat. Now, for some of you, you could feel revitalized in this time, like you've gotten a second wind, like, all right, I could do this now. Confidence booster. But on the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Magician in reverse. Lack of patience, right? And I've been kind of seeing that throughout this whole spread, that your patience could be razor thin. I feel like you've been waiting on a result forever. But another little warning I had, aside from somebody possibly catching a dose of karma, was to try to steer clear of anything that walks that dark line in regards to spirituality. Okay, don't test it too much, or this could be someone around you dabbling and stuff like that. So that's a warning. But let's get into the shadow card. We're going to shuffle it up one time here and see what's up with the Cancerians. Interesting reading this week, that's for sure. So what's going on with the Cancerians, please? And yeah, I'm using the Shadowland Tarot. Once again, this is an awesome deck for that purpose. Whether it's an older shadow or a newer one, just like with the rest of the reading, only take it how it hits for you. What's in the shadows for Cancer? Maybe it's something you don't quite see just yet. Okay, interesting. So we have the Three of Pentacles showing up in the shadows. Some of you might be having like disgruntled feelings or issues in regards to work or the workplace or what you do for money. There could be some tensions in regards to that. Now, this is a big card of teamwork. Some of you might be tempted to go lone wolf style in regards to things when we have this Three of Pentacles here, because usually I see that card, I think teamwork makes the dream work, right? Some of you might be like, you know what, I can't really rely on other people. I'd rather do it myself. That's the type of energy I'm picking up here. Spirit might be wanting you to reanalyze that. Ask for help if you need it. Try to maybe call some people in if you're having a tough time with things. However, for some of you, watch out in the workplace, okay? Like, whether it's an unsavory individual or an unsavory work atmosphere or how you earn money, it's showing up here in the shadows. So we're just going to place that down right there, my Cancer friends. Thank you so much, as always, but don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after the Fire Air readings this week. But for December, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. This is the deck I used in this week's reading. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which tarot card makes you happiest when you see it. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of December, I will put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.